What's up? I'm Chris Distefano, a.k.a. Chrissy D, a.k.a. King Gay. You're listening to the Bay Ridge Boys, History Hyenas. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the History Hyenas. I'm Chris Distefano, a.k.a. Lieutenant Lollipop. With me, as always, Yannis Pappas, a.k.a. Sergeant Starburst, or Sergeant Snuggles, wherever you're scoring at home. Listen, we've been doing a lot of episodes that have been heavy on race and religion and what the culture's doing, and we want you to take a break from that. So today we thought we'd go right into sodomy with Marquis De Sade.
Yeah, and if you notice right now, we have a cute upset. We are full throttle, cute patrol officers right now. The new set is built. We got our coffee mugs right here, and we mean it.
We mean it because they made you look cute and me look bruised. Because I look a little French, I look like I got black shit in my teeth. Because, make no mistake, you look handsome, you look like a fucking bear.
Here's the thing about our sign. Shout out to Ed Gentile who made it, and shout out to Ted Munns who made our who did this by hand. This is tiled. I mean, it's cute up. But let me just say this.
Cute up.
And let me just say this crystal clear. That is me. That is Chrissy. But that is not a hyena up there. That looks like a fox. But we are the History Hyenas. Reality is a suggestion. We're called the History Hyenas. But that's somebody's lab right there.
It's what it is, cuz. And listen, I said Marquis De Sade. It's a Marquis De Sade.
And he gave you a chin strap beard, which is hilarious.
It's just what it is. You made me one thing and one thing only, and that's Puerto Rican. That's okay, because I got a Puerto Rican daughter.
Yeah.
I got a Puerto Rican family. I love the Puerto Ricans, and I love the gays, and I love everybody who's not white.
Yes. And so let's start by just saying the boat's untethered. We have swam away. We managed to get one of the lifeboats off the Titanic. The Titanic being the music industry, and we have floated away. I want to remind you at this time, patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys to access all of the Wepa in the Morning shows, which is live every day, 9 a.m. Eastern and up thereafter. Also, go to our YouTube page. We got a new clip page. And also subscribe and turn your alerts on, guys, so you can get our new videos and join our new page. It's called History Hyena Clips, and Venetia is running it.
Yes, you put the alerts on. If you can have an alarm on to remember to take your birth control, you can have your alarm on to remember to listen to the Hyena.
And guess who's back, Chrissy?
Who?
Trash Monkey.
Oh, Trash Monkey the Hyena is back, baby. You were in my... The beautiful thing about Trash Monkey the Hyena is she was in my apartment, and my daughter threw her around more than you could imagine. And she's one of the only stuffed animals that I have in my house that my daughter hasn't ripped to shreds. So Trash Monkey made it. And it's because it's just good to be here. It's good to be queer. I just want to say happy Pride to everyone. And I just love everyone. And just because I'm just trying to delay it, and I just want to say I love everyone and whatever.
Black trans lives matter for sure. But I just had a really funny visual of the journey that hyena has gone on. Trash Monkey the Hyena. Yeah, you see, that's how big your head, and you can't even.
Yeah, this is me in a real Spartan helmet.
I had this visual of what Trash Monkey the Hyena has been through to get to this set. He was in our old set at Riotcast. Then at some point he was at Chrissy's apartment. And then I just have in my head a visual of you showing up at your baby's mama's house, just holding Trash Monkey the Hyena, saying, I'm back. And then you went back to the apartment, back there, back to the apartment, back there. And now Trash the Hyena, he's got a little blood over here. He's taken some wounds.
Yeah.
But the kid's been on a journey, and he's back home on our set.
Because, make no mistake, Trash Monkey has survived everything from Riotcast to the baby to the squeak. He made it through all three realms, and he deserves to be here in his final resting place, which is the Noose, dude.
Because here's the deal. I slept weird last night. My neck is crooked. You're a professionally handsy
just
guy.
Call me Florence Nightingale.
Yeah, I mean, because you're a professionally handsy guy, okay? You have a PhD in physical therapy. When can you put your hands on me?
Guys,
My neck is crooked.
Well, right now you have a stiff neck, a crooked neck from the way you slept last night. So you're in the acute stage, what we call in the acute stage, and you need to take some Addies. I told you to take 2 Advils that were expired. And then you put some ice on it. We get blood flow to the area, and then I can get a little handsy with you in about 48 hours. So in about 48 hours, because you're gonna wake up and you're gonna say, "What's on my back?" I feel these meat hooks on my back, and make no mistake, I'm gonna have dipped my hands in buckets of Vaseline and rubbing your back and shoulders down.
Now, if you haven't noticed, I'm assuming a new position on our new set because I've enjoyed all your comments talking about how thick Yanni's gotten, so now I'm just blocking it with my leg.
Yeah, it's what it is because he pulled a girl move. It's one of those things where it's like girls know how to block in the angles, and now it's Yanni angles.
Yeah.
He just knows how to block because, make no mistake, no matter which way you block it, we could still see your girl ankle tattoos.
Yeah. I got girl ankles tattoos, and I got my fucking Air Max 1s that are cute up.
Cute up, because let's be honest, the world is on fire.
Yeah.
It's chaotic. I kind of feel like the world now is, remember with those little mind games where they have, like, they show you a picture of a dress and, like, some people think it's blue, some people think it's white, or then, like, they hear a sound, it's like, do you hear Yanni or do you hear Laurel? Remember those? And, like, people are like, I hear Yanni. That's what the world is. It's like one group sees it this way and the other group sees it that way, and you can't tell them any different, Bubbas.
No, you can't tell them any different. And you know what? Just since this morning, I can't look at you without thinking that you just got out of the shower after an air raid bomb over London in 1944. You look like a Luftwaffe pilot who just came out the showers.
Because I look like a Luftwaffe pilot with this got a little bit fat in excess areas. But I'm telling you, I've been saying all along, if I was a Luftwaffe pilot, I wouldn't be dropping bombs. I'd just be dropping little pamphlets on peace and prosperity and just tell them to check out Weapon in the morning every day from 9 to 9:30 Eastern time.
Because summer's it's not your season. We've said it many times on the History of Hyenas. It's not your season, but it's not our season to have you around either, because I'm just going to nickname your thighs. They're milky whites.
Yeah, they're
milky whites. They look like pudding.
Because I got milky white thighs, and it's what I hate about them because they're fucking white.
They're fucking milky, like really, like they look as white as a screen.
I hate my thighs because they're the whitest part of my body, and I feel like I just want to wash them. I want to wash my thighs. I fucking hate them. Listen. Here's the truth.
I want to yell at your thighs. Why are you privileged?
Why are you
privileged?
That's what it is. They're fucking privileged. I only concentrate on the darker parts of my body.
Yeah, because we have an absolute excellent episode today. And we're back. Nice to have some cackles back in the episode.
Yeah, I just wanted to say it and just yell it.
Yeah,
because I'm sick and tired of being so fucking PC and just backed into a fucking corner.
You gotta let a few out.
I just can't fucking handle it anymore that we can't say anything. I'm the gayest fucking guy you know.
Yeah.
And I'll fucking get criticized for every little thing. I mean, I lost 1,000 followers because I posted a shirt that says anxieties for the Democrats. What the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
But guess what, you little bitches who left? Guess what went way the fuck up? The Patreon, son. So we're getting more money, and now make no mistake, guess what the next shirt Chrissy fucking Cass is coming out with? Anxieties for the Republicans. So I don't fucking care. I can't be stopped. It's already getting printed, and it's getting posted immediately.
Yeah, I mean, it's a crazy world we live in. You know what's funny? We're going to talk about the Marquis De Sade today.
The Marquis de Sade.
The Marquis De Sade.
I called him the Marquis De Sade, and I tried to back out of it like I was being silly, but I fucking really thought it was Sade because I like the singer Sade.
Yeah, well, it's spelled the same way as Sade. Yeah,
cuz. So it's like, how am I supposed to know if it's Sade or Sade?
Now, here's the thing about him. The kid lived, he died in 1814 into his 70s.
But he was born in 1740.
Born in 1740. By all accounts, a pretty handsome kid. By the way, he was not a Marquis. He was not a Marquis, which is a lot of black kids I grew up with named Marquis. That's a black name, Marquis.
Yeah, the Marquis de Lafayette, the Marquis de Sade.
Yeah, the Marquis Jenkins. He was not a Marquis. He was not a Marquis. He was actually a count. But people just went with it. So I don't know how it happened. I think he just started telling people he's a Marquis. Let me tell you something about the Marquis de Sade. Reality was a suggestion for this kid. Mm-hmm. This kid did whatever the fuck he wanted.
Yeah.
He was charismatic. He was definitely manipulative. overall, I think the kid was so
He was so stout, and it's interesting. He's kind of a nice combo of Chrissy D and Yanni P, because make no mistake, he was a spoiled little entitled rich kid like Yanni, and then he was hypersexual like Chrissy D.
Yeah.
So he was a little bit of both of us. He came from a little bit of money, and he just liked to prance around, and then he used to get, but then, so that's Yanni, and then he would just get fucking wild and like to bang shit out.
Here's the thing. The kid did not see anything on the menu that he did not like. We're talking boys, girls, women, old women, young women. I mean, the kid was banging anything. He was
Let's just say he would have been 100% Me Too'd today. I mean, he could not have a podcast right now.
I think the kid would have been Me Too'd by the time he was 12. I mean, he got to it pretty early as well.
Because he was, first of all, he was most likely a $3 bill. Most likely, deep down, and he was $3, but he loved all sex, because that's the thing. Here's the truth: is when you could be hypersexual and you want to have sex with everybody, boys, girls, animals, whatever. But if you're having sex with the same sex, then I think you just are always $3. No, like a guy can't have sex with a guy and then come back and say I'm not $3 anymore.
I don't know. I think you can be bisexual. I think
as a guy,
you can have fetishes. I believe so. Right. I believe so. With the Marquis de Sade, I think he seemed like he was more into women, but he definitely had an appetite for guys and young guys or boys as well.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
His last mistress was fucking. This is horrible to say. I'll just speed towards that, and then we'll back all the way back up to the beginning. But the kid was banging till the end. He was him till the end.
Right.
At the end, he was in an insane asylum. Somehow in the insane asylum, he managed to woo the 13-year-old daughter of one of the psychiatrists there, and he was banging her out. The day he had the heart attack earlier, he sodomized the 13-year-old on the day he died.
It's the only time, it's horrible. It's the only time where our girl Venetisha has been writing the notes, and after one of the facts about a character from history, she wrote ew.
Yeah.
She wrote EW on the note. She goes, ew.
And I forgot to mention he was 74 at that time. So his mistress was 13 and he was 74. Eat your heart out.
Wow. So Marquis De Sade.
It's a joke. That's a joke. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, because you're not Andrew Schultz.
Yeah, we're back. Yeah.
So Marquis De Sade, first of all, as Yanni said before, the word sadism, sadistic, even some people say, the big sex movements like 50 Shades of Grey and all that sexual revolution stuff, they say it kind of begins with him, even though Marquis de Sade was just a complete psychopath.
Sade, call him Marquis de Sade.
Marquis de Sade, even though Marquis de Sade was just a complete psychopath and kind of, I don't think his victims thought this was sexy at all. I think they were feared for their life. He has a very interesting life. First of all, the kid was 14 years old, and he fought in the 7 Years' War, the 7 Years' War was what? France versus England? But over what? Does anybody know the history of the 7 Years? Oh, it was against Prussia.
Yeah.
7 Years' War against Prussia, which is Prussia Russia?
No, Prussians is the Germans.
Oh.
Yeah, and here's the deal. If you're another European country, the chances of you having a war with Germany is 100%.
Yeah.
Because the kids just they're the ones in the schoolyard going, what are you looking at? They just want to fight.
Yeah.
The chances of your wife doing a semester abroad and getting fucked by an Italian guy are 100%. The chances of you having beef with a country and that country being Prussia or Germany, if you're another country in Europe, is 100%.
Okay, so yes, and the 7 Years' War, it's really known by that name in England, but I should have fucking known this because I'm reading a book on it, England and France, but over here we call it the French and Indian War. Even though Indian is a racist name and it should be canceled, it's the French and Indian War.
Right.
So that's what it was. Okay, so there was a synonymous, which, by the way, George Washington, who's the fucking slave owner, fought in that war. French and Indian War.
Yeah, the word slave comes from Slav, too, because those kids were enslaved by the Muzzies.
Because it's one of those things where
HHFOD.
You had fucking, and we said it today on Weapon in the Morning, but it just remains to be said again, is you had fucking 5 innocent children shot and killed over this weekend in Chicago. Not a damn word about it in the fucking national news, only the local news. But guess what was in the national news? Splash Mountain is racist. So, I mean, if you think you're living, by this point, if you don't fucking fully know that everybody on the media is a Russian bot, you got another thing coming, okay? Yeah. Their whole job right now is to divide and conquer from within, and Bubba's, it's working. Because there's no fucking way that 5 children were innocently killed in the streets of Chicago, and that can't be national news, except in the United States, when Anderson Cooper and Tucker Carlson and everybody else who works on the fucking news is born and raised in Moscow. So they're all fucking Russian operatives, and I don't give a fuck who fucking tells me I'm wrong, because if you tweet at me any bullshit, I'm just going to tweet back at you fucking pictures of the Kremlin.
Yeah, you'll get a bunch of those, and you'll get a bunch of furniture emojis.
You'll get a bunch of furniture.
You just got to start responding with furniture emojis.
That's all I do. All I do is respond in emojis. So it's just fucking. It's up for grabs, whatever it is. Just like the truth. But yeah, baby, we're being divided and conquered by the goddamn Russians from within because Splash Mountain's racist. But whatever.
There you go. That was a segment we call Chrissy Long Days. You fucking went in. You went deep, and it was appreciated.
Yeah, I'm fucking Chrissy Steelpipe's coming back.
Yeah.
Baby.
Oh, that was Steelpipe Chrissy. It's been a while. You just dusted him off the shelf. It's been Chrissy Chaos so much, I forgot about Steelpipe Chrissy.
When are we going to get the Wei Shan-Chians back? When are those coming?
I don't know. We got to figure it out.
I need to hear him in my ear.
Yeah, we're going to get them back.
I want Yannis back in headphones and me not in headphones. That's what it used to be.
Yeah. Yeah, we're both not in headphones. We have our set. We're doing good. We got the Wei Shan-Chien button right now, so Venetia just pulled it up.
Wei Shan-Chien.
Yeah, there it is. Wei Shan-Chien.
But it's low. You can't even hear it, right?
Wei Shan-Chien.
We'll mix it in.
Yeah. So here's the deal. Marquis De Sade.
Cuz make no mistake, when I see those ankle tattoos and your nice milky fucking, and you don't have that much hair.
You want to slide into my DMs.
I want to fucking lick your calves. Because I want to lick you from fucking head to toe right now.
Yeah, I'm a tan kid, no?
You're a tan kid and you got nice ankle tattoos and you got girl sneakers on.
Because I got girls' feet, too.
You got girls' feet.
I got cute feet. You ever see my feet?
Yeah.
Because we've showed your feet. You want to see mine?
Yeah, let's see your fucking feet.
I mean, that's a cute... That's a cute
cutie patootie footy.
That is a cute fucking guy foot.
Wow, make no mistake, you have women's feet.
So here's the deal. The Marquis de Sade, Chris, the Marquis de Sade, here's the deal about Marquis de Sade. If they name some shit after you, then you've done some either really good or really bad. In his case, it's weird because he's mostly considered bad. He did a lot of horrible things. He got a lot of pleasure out of giving people pain.
Roots.
But then he created this whole genre of fucking that women kind of go crazy over because what is that movie called?
50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey is about sadism. V is getting fucking whipped hot.
Isn't 50 Shades of Grey something like in the family of BDSM? Is it sadism?
V is saying 50 Shades of Grey is in the family of BDSM, but it's not technically that.
I think it is. I think it's S&M. I think it's S&M, but it's definitely sadism light.
All right, go back. Can you go back up, V? Can you scroll up? Just want to give us a little information. So as we said, Marquis de Sade was born in Paris in 1940. The rebellious spoiled child with a temper, and he was raised by his servants. And he said, and this is the quote that said, this is Yannis right here. This is fucking Yanni Long Days. This is fucking Emperor Yanni. He said, it seemed like everything had to be yielded to me, that the entire universe had to flatter my whims.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something Yanni says to us every morning on the morning meeting for Wet by Morning.
Here's the thing. So the Marquis de Sade, his mother went off into a convent, and his father abandoned him, and so he was raised by the servant, and so he started really to indulge, but it didn't really kick off until he was sent to live with his uncle, who was a priest, who was a hypocrite on the down low, who would bang out chicks left and fucking right.
And early in his life, when he was a 14, 15-year-old kid, he was...
Because it's too obvious that you're reading off the notes. Make it conversational.
He was interested...
You're going like this, and you're going, during school, he was subjected to the corporal punishment.
because he was interested. He was interested in drama and theater.
Yeah.
So that sounds like 3 things and 3 things only. That's 3, 1, 2, 3 bills.
Bills right there. Yeah. The kid was into drama. He was into theater. So Hitler was into painting. I mean, a lot of kids who end up doing evil things are $3 euros.
Yeah, they're fucking pushing it down, and they can't just come out of the closet because he was also into flogging. Now, how many Patreon members do we have to get to before you can publicly flog me for the Patreon? What's it going to be? What number do we have to get to on Patreon?
Will you do it?
/BayRichMorris? Yeah. When we get to 10 Gs?
10 Gs.
When we get to 10,000 Patreon members, Yannis is going to publicly flog me butt naked live on the Patreon.
I will flog him.
Clip it.
So the kid went and he moved with his uncle. His uncle's a priest.
Yeah.
He saw that his uncle was a hypocrite. He saw that his uncle was preaching one thing and then banging out chicks on the down low on the other. And that's when
Because you're reading too, you just got a better angle. You just got a better angle at the notes.
But during this time, he was also, he was exposed during school.
Who do you love? Just real quick, tell him who you love.
Yeah, I told him it's what it is.
I love Allah.
Yeah.
Cheers. I love Allah. Makhalala.
So he was first exposed to flogging at school because you went to Catholic school, didn't they? I remember when I was a kid, they used to there was one teacher who used to hit us with a ruler. That still used to happen.
I had a teacher not only in grammar school
who used to hit you with his dick.
Yeah, for the $3 bill. Yeah, cuz make no mistake. Yeah, I learned how to fucking duck and roll in boxing to just get away with priest dicks when I was a kid.
Cuz wouldn't that be a funny video game if the History Hyenas wanted to branch out?
Right.
We would create a video game called Avoiding Father Bill.
Yeah.
Where you would just avoid Father Bill's dicks. There'd be a whole levels to it. He'd be like, you have to go get my cloak upstairs, and we would figure out ways to get out of it.
Cuz I just want to tell you something that I've blacked out way too many times as a child. It's just one too many.
Yeah.
Because
and that's how you lose. Instead of losing your life, you know how in like other games you die and you come back?
Yeah.
In our game called Father Bill, what happens is you black out and you forget it and you just lose a point.
Yeah, you just black out, you forget it, and then the game restarts again when you're just sitting at the table and mom's got chicken cutlets and mashed potatoes asking you how your day was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why are you so late? And you just say, basketball practice.
Yeah, basketball practice.
But you could tell you're just reciting what he said to say.
You know what one of the brothers in my high school used to do? If you fell asleep, he'd wake you up, and then like he'd tap you on the thing, and in front of the whole class, and he would have 2 erasers filled with chalk, and he'd smash the erasers in front of your face, and you'd breathe in and cough out chalk smoke.
Yeah.
That's something they would do. I mean, could you imagine doing that in 2020? What would happen to these fucking people?
I mean, does it? But here's the thing about Catholic school. Does anything positive happen there? Because me and Venetia, we grew up Greek kids.
Yeah.
Priests had wives. The only thing that happened to us is we were given guilt, and we were told that we had to be good and we shouldn't hang out with anarchists.
Yeah.
Which Venetia does.
Yeah.
So her parents are very upset when she goes and she has Perea with anarchists.
With anarchists. Yeah, no, we in high school, you know what else used to happen? If you got into a
I'm doing this whole episode with one shoe
foot on. Because it's just what it is. We're just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Yeah. Because it's one of those things where when I was in high school, my high school, Archbishop Malloy High School, if you got into a fight in the hallways, the teachers would have you go downstairs in the basement after school closed and you would box it out. They would just let people box and get their anger out that way because it was an all-boy Catholic high school and it was gay.
Yeah.
It was fucking sex-fueled little fucking baby high school that I went to, and it's wild. And I think there's some crimes that have happened that are starting to come out now as days goes on, and I'm just waiting for the fucking cops to call me and be like, who harassed you? And I'm giving names.
Here's what I want to know.
By the way, I never got harassed at Archbishop Malloy High School. It was actually a really good high school and I had a good time there.
Yeah,
Just want to be honest.
It's a Wei
just a
Shang-Chi.
joke.
We're getting the button back.
Shang-Chi,
We're going to get the button back. We're going to hear it in here through a speaker. We are back. We got our set. Thank you for coming on the journey with us till here. But this is where it begins. We're on a boat and we're out in the middle of the ocean, and we need your money. That's our helicopter.
Yeah.
You got to take us to land.
Yeah, somebody out there who's ever a designer, can you please design us yellow raincoats, like rubber ducky raincoats with hyenas on the back, and send them to our house for free?
Now, do you think that what happens to you as a child shapes you sexually no matter what? Because this kid was getting flogged for being a bad boy, and he got turned on by that, and that's where a lot of people who theorize about him retrospectively think that he developed his taste for S&M. What it's named after him. S&M is named after him.
Yeah, without Marquis De Sade, it would be something else.
I think it would just be called masochism or something. Some other thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Sodomy's not named after him, right? It's close though.
No. What is Sodomy named? Oh, Sodom and Gomorrah. This old city of Sodom where the Greeks used, it was Sodom is a Greek city.
You guys were always around the asshole.
Because we're resourceful, okay? If one hole is plugged, we go to the other one.
Yeah,
it's like if you go on your ways and you see the tunnel is clogged, you take the bridge.
Yeah, it's just what it is.
That's what we do because we're resourceful kids.
You're innovative.
Because it's funny that the father and the cradle of Western civilization started with mathematics and ass fucking.
It's just what it is.
Whenever there's a yin, there's a yang.
Yeah, it's what it is. So, baby,
yes.
Marquis de, to answer your question.
Talk to me, gorgeous.
Yeah, I think, Muffin Man, that 100% his sexual desires and the way he was for sure shaped by the time when he was a child, the abuse he suffered. But it gets to the point where I understand that even like a lot of pedophiles are like, oh, I was abused as a child, and I get all that. But it's kind of like, baby, unfortunately, if you're into kid fucking, you got to get removed from society.
You have to get
removed
from
we just
society.
can't, like, if you get turned on by a 10-year-old, it's like, babes, I know that there's a million reasons why it happened. I'm really sorry, but we just read, it's like that movie No Country for Old Men when the Javier Guzman, whatever his name is, has the fucking air gun that they shoot cows in the head with. It's like, this is what we gotta do. Unfortunately, or send him to some island.
Yeah, what if we took it like Greenland or some place that's uninhabited, built a wall around that, and then sent all the pedophiles there?
Could do that.
And see what happens then.
Yeah, we could do that.
That would be weird because they would have no, you're removing the thing that they likes to fuck.
Because pedophilia is the only crime that I believe Lieutenant Lollipop and Sergeant Snuggles couldn't show up to and de-escalate by jerking them off.
No.
Every other crime I feel like we can solve every single crime and come to a happy solution and de-escalation through masturbation besides pedophilia. Unfortunately, if we show up to that, you're just going to get the cow air gun to the head and you're going bye-bye.
I mean, what you're saying is 100% unadulterated truth, because imagine this. We show up to a gang war. It's the Crips and the Bloods, and then two kids show up in full Care Bear outfits.
Yeah.
And we just start fucking squeezing people and hugging them and tickling them and jerking them off. I'm telling you, guns are going down and things are going to get de-escalated.
It's just what it is, because, I mean, could you imagine you get called
if we just start handing out lollipops and hugs and jerking kids off,
because
gang war's over.
You're never going to find another crime again.
Yeah.
So really what brought Marquis De Sade was doing fucking grimy shit. Sade was doing grimy shit for years, but he kind of only got busted when he got this toot named Rose Keller, not Helen Keller, Rose Keller. And he got her in a room and he started really fucking, beating the shit out of her, and he was coming in her open wounds and flogging her, which is what was done to him. And Rose Keller escaped when he went to go get food, and she tied bed sheets and threw him out the window and escaped and went to the police and I believe the priest, and the crime that she said, she didn't mention the flogging and the sexual crimes. He was thrown in jail and his crimes started to get exposed because she said he was committing blasphemy. He was coming on my face, but he was putting the cross on my face and coming on my face on the cross, and he was coming on the crucifix, and that was the crime, the biggest crime in 1700s France.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
I mean, that's when you cross the line. I mean, the guy was cutting me and pouring hot candle wax into my wounds. But when he went too far was when he got the crucifix involved.
It's like, I don't understand why, especially in 17th century France, it's like, you don't want me to get fucking horny for Jesus, but every painting of Jesus, he's just a hot buff dude.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just like, what do you want me to do?
I mean, it's almost like he's asking for it.
Yeah, like, what do you want me to do? I mean, this guy's fucking butt naked, hanging there, he's got abs and he's ripped up and he's always in like a little toga thing. It's like, what am I supposed to do? Not move my monkey a little bit? I mean, because that's why I love Allah.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I mean, Jesus at that time was in his 30s. His metabolism had slowed down a little bit to the point where he wasn't that ripped.
Right.
I mean, Sean King is complaining that they made him white, but you know what else they made him? That he was ripped. Because guess what they didn't have back then?
Yeah.
CrossFit. So how the fuck did he get looking like that? I mean, the guy was like a poor beggar on the street. The kid was not fucking jacked. He probably had a little bit of a hummus gut, and he did not look like that.
He did 100% did not.
What 33-year-old kid doesn't have a little bit of a dad bod?
Yeah, because, for sure he didn't look like that. And the kid was from the fucking Middle East. I mean, the kid looked like Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah, no, the kid looked like Nimesh Patel a lot.
It's what it is. Who's my Lord and Savior, Nimesh Patel? Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
The Marquis.
Fucking listen to Nimesh Patel's new album called Bedtime Stories.
It's what it is.
Oh man, the kid fucking stepped in more shit. I mean, could you imagine? It opens for Chappelle.
Just kidding.
It's
a joke. It's a character piece.
He's a muzzy because he's a friend of the show. He knows we're just fucking with him.
He's a kid. It's what it is.
It's what it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone's got their.
I mean, but guy, you got a degree from NYU. I mean, go do something else.
Yeah.
You're better than this.
He's not a Muzzy though, because he's South Asian Indian kid. He's
because you
Hindu.
know me, I don't know the difference.
But I mean,
we got Wei Shang-Chi left and right.
Yeah, I mean, we got
I'm
left
just
and
kidding.
right.
I'm trying to give the people
We're
what they
just
want.
joking, yeah.
We are untethered.
We're untethered. I mean, look, Andrew Schultz has his little Muzzy, and Michael Che has his, and they could play fucking water polo together and try to knock the other one off their shoulders.
It's what it is. The secret to success is you just got to have a fucking Muzzy on your podcast. Andrew's got his, Dave Chappelle's got his, and I got mine. Cause Yanni's a Turkish Muzz.
It's what it is. What's that game where you knock each other off their shoulders? What's that game? Chicken. When you put them on.
In my house, it's called Boyo.
I mean, that would be really funny if Andrew Schultz put Akash on his shoulders and Michael Che put Namesh on his, and they just made the best Muzzy win. Neither one of them is a Muzzy.
Yeah, neither one of them is. Yeah, it's what it is.
You know what we're talking about, okay?
We're just kidding around.
We're just joking around. We're having a joke. You know, it's just something that we noticed. You know, it's what it is.
I mean, cuz make no mistake. I mean, I've seen their fucking Flagrant 2 Patreon. Akash is making more money than us,
and both
a lot more.
And they're both great comedians.
They really are. Actually,
Akash
has got a great clip out. It just got over 1 million views. So just Google Akash Singh, and that clip will come up. I forgot the title of it, but it's fucking hilarious. Akash is a great comedian. Yeah, and so is Namesh.
Yeah, Namesh. They're both great guys.
Just fun. It's just.
We love everybody.
We love everybody, but it's like the reason.
Except white people. We do not like white people.
Fuck white people.
Yes, you're suspect. You're guilty.
Absolutely.
You're on fucking no test.
No test.
Telling people they're on notice is one of my favorite things to do.
You're on notice.
You're on fucking notice. We're watching you.
But notice, like, we'll poke fun at Akash and Namesh because they're good friends of the show, and they won't care. They'll just laugh about it. But if you say anything to Joe List, he'll fucking send you a 10-paragraph text message.
I mean, seriously. I mean, what the fuck happened?
I mean, because white people suck.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get back to Marquis De Sade.
Yeah, so the Marquis De Sade, I mean, this is a kid who lived through a couple of different stages in French history. I mean, and a kid who ended up going to prison 7 times. Now, here's the thing. To go to prison back then for lewd acts when you're an aristocrat, when you are a count, when you're a marquis, and you're doing this against prostitutes, because nobody cared about them back then.
Right.
So for it to get noticed and for him to go to prison for it, you know he must have been doing some fucking vile shit. And he was.
Yeah, he had a manservant named Latour. And one time, him and Latour got 4 female prostitutes, and they just fucking went crazy. They started making them eat, I think it was Spanish flies, with the Spanish flies as like a little aphrodisiac. So, cuz that's used to get people in the mood. It's a little
That's where Spanish
fly
comes from. Yeah, because I think they think Spanish flies get you horny, but I think it's like rhino horn. It just doesn't. It's
like horny goat weed.
Well, no, it's like the Chinese think about rhino horn. They think ground up rhino horn is going to give them some sort of sexual virility, and it just doesn't. Cause it's just ground up rhino horn. You fucking Franks and Beans idiots. Leave those animals alone. Power to the animals. Nikki Glaser shot out.
But what happened is Marquis and his manservant Latour, they poisoned some of these girls, some of these toots. I think 1 or 2 of them may have died, right? And they got convicted of sodomy, and then they got sentenced to death. So the Marquis de Sade was fucking sentenced to death in June of 1772, but the kid just fucking wiggled and weaseled his way out of everything.
The kid must have had some serious white privilege because he was able to evade the legal system over and over and over and over and over again. I mean, he just got out of prison over again and just recreated himself. Fucking white privilege.
Yeah, because make no mistake, at that time and even still to this day, sodomy, which is entering the anal orifice without permission. Yeah. Sodomy is used as one of the is cited as one of the big time sins of the Catholic Church. Would have fooled me. I thought it was one of the commandments. So it's just
and it's actually not. Sodomy doesn't refer to against the will. Sodomy just means the ass fucking.
So if you have anal sex with your husband or your girlfriend, you're committing sodomy. So is anal sex actually illegal? Even if it's a willing participant?
Believe it or not, I think in some states it technically is still illegal.
You can't go in the butt even if they say it's okay.
Yeah, unless you're a congressman, apparently, in Mississippi. Right. Then they look the other way. And that's usually who's most doing it. But yeah, there's some like state governments. They're always red Christian conservative governments. Let's look that up. We're gonna have Venetia look that up. But I think Mississippi's one of them. Alabama, it may technically not be legal to bang in the butt.
So it's interesting. In a state like Alabama, I think the age of consent we were looking up is like 16 years old, but you can't bang in the butt.
Exactly.
So it's very backwards place.
It's a very backwards place. Religion sometimes has some weird rules. Like, for example, the Catholic Church, A lot of the Christian conservatives are for the death penalty,
right?
But they're against abortion. And then I realized if they are Catholic, I understand why. Because look, what they like to do, the Catholic priests, is bang little boys. So you don't want to fuck with your own supply.
It's what it is.
Unwanted children is what they fuck. So stop killing them. Just send them to us. We'll take care of them.
It's what it is.
It's what it is.
So what do we got? 13 states purport to ban all forms of sodomy.
Wow, I didn't know it was that
many. All
many.
intercourse, regardless of their participants' genders.
So 13 states have statutes that ban all forms of sodomy, meaning no ass fucking, and that includes oral, regardless of participating genders. In Alabama,
So that means you can't eat ass in Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Louisiana, and mostly southern states. And what a coinky dink in the states you can't eat ass is where there's coronavirus spikes, because the cure to coronavirus is to lick an ass.
And here's another piece of hypocrisy I love from those states is get the government out of our lives and out of our pockets, unless it's who you're fucking. Then there's got to be all types of laws right into your bedroom.
Yeah.
I mean, if that is not the most Franks and Beans hypocrisy I've ever seen in my life, less government, get out of my life, but if someone's doing something sexually I don't want, fucking put them in prison. Franks and fucking Beans.
Here's the thing, though, with, again, like...
Talk to me, baby gorgeous!
Like everyone, like the Marquis De Sade, all his fucking lewd behavior and him being hypersexual and liking all and having these disgusting fantasies, he did wind up getting a wife.
He did have a wife.
He wanted a wife, so there's
just like me, everyone has to have a beard.
Everyone has to have a beard, and it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, one man's trash is another man's treasure, and he had a wife, and the wife's mother... So Marquis De Sade's mother-in-law fucking hated him, and his nickname for the mother-in-law, and this is true, you could Google this, was he called her the hyena.
Which is
wild.
A wild coincidence that we decided to do the Marquis de Sade, and this is a true fact.
Oh, and her name, they married in 1763, and her name was Renee Pelagi de Montreal. So that's who Montreal was named after. And is the daughter of a wealthy government official. Montreal's named after Marquis de Sade's wife.
Yeah,
so let's cancel Montreal.
It's funny that this kid was just like raping and abusing and hurting people for sexual pleasure while he jerked off. And even he had problems with his mother-in-law. Even he gave into an old trope of fucking the mother-in-law that he can't get along with.
Yeah, and Venetia's like, how did the Marquis de Sade find love and not me?
Yeah.
She's like, I want to get married.
She just gave you the Greek nah, which is hilarious.
Nah.
She went, natto.
I mean, you know it's bad when even Venetia was like, maybe I'll give Manolis a shot. She's like, I'll just take any Greek.
No, Venetia is... Here's the thing about Venetia.
But
what if Venetia gets a boyfriend or a husband and he starts saying, I don't like you working on that show, fucking... We're just going to have to...
No.
What are we going to do? How do we get rid of him?
I'll fucking jerk him off.
You got Care Bear solutions to everything.
Make no mistake.
Lieutenant Lollipop, just show up in a leather outfit and fucking jerk your boyfriend off. Out of here.
Unfortunately, what Venetanisha does not understand is once you're in the Hyena Clan, you're in for life. So you're all family now. And when Venetanisha gets married, if she doesn't think that me and you are showing up as two of those bridesmaids, she's got another thing coming. Because we're in the wedding party on the fucking bride's side.
Yes. If you're in the Hyena Clan, you're in the Hyena Clan for life, just like Chrissy Cackles just said. I'm talking to you, Nate. Hands off, homeless pimp.
Yeah, hands off, homeless pimp. You're in the Hyena Clan for life, unless you're Zach Isis from Mike Sports.
Unless you don't produce for us and help us raise our numbers, and then you get a phone. There's a little pink slip that shows up in your locker.
Yeah, and then you fucking change the passwords too quick and fucking. Okay, sorry.
I mean, we're too wild. We're gonna get sued.
It's just what it is. 1774. This is fucking gross.
Yeah.
Seriously gross that Marquis de Sade did this. He trapped 6 children, including one boy, in their chateau for 6 weeks, during which time he subjected them to abuse. So this kid, it's one of those things where it's like, it's fucking disgusting when you do what you're doing to prostitutes and your fucking little sexual proclivities are weird. But once you start to fucking fuck with kids, it's like, guy, you gotta be beheaded. I would have fucking thrown him in the guillotine for that.
Crossing the line. And even back then, when it wasn't as taboo as it is now, he seemed to cross the line with what he was doing. I mean, the kid, I'm sure people have been doing this forever, but he was so infamous and so open about this because what happened is he went to prison, and while he was in prison, he went to prison 7 times. And all those times he was in prison, the kid wrote. 2 of the most famous works were 120 Years of Sodom, and then the other one was...
Was it 120 Years of Sodom?
120 days
of Sodom. 120 Years of Sodom's a long time. That's a Yanni long days right there.
That's a long day of Sodom.
120
Days of Sodom and Justine were his two most famous works. But make no mistake, altogether, he's done like 10 novels, many books. The kid wrote, one of them, I think, is like 1,200 pages. That's like 200 pages more than fucking War and Peace.
And he wrote them mostly in jail, and he wrote them mostly in very, very small print on toilet paper that he got in his jail cell. And what's very interesting is one of Marquis De Sade's sons actually burned, they say, 90% of his work after he died. So there's actually so much shit that we don't even know about Marquis De Sade because it was just fucking burned.
Yes.
But yeah, his
family wanted to get rid of their affiliation with him altogether. They absolutely shunned him.
If you read 120 Days of Sodom, which is his most famous work, it is fucking brutes. First of all, he starts off almost every tale, which they're all disgusting, which he was like, hello, friendly reader. So he brings you and he says, hello, friendly reader. I mean, the most
Which is creepy, yeah.
Which is a little creepy. Yeah. The one that bothered me the most was the pregnancy one. That one, which was he said that he had a fantasy. He wrote this story about a pregnant woman and him kidnapping her and tying her to a table and stretching her out and mutilating her and then raping her and then driving a hot metal spike through her stomach to kill her and the baby, and that's how he would come. I mean, just weirdo.
Yeah, I mean, it's repetitive.
Children skinned alive, mutilated genitals, just brutal shit.
It's actually weird that people are split on the Marquis de Sade. Some people think that he was a pioneer in accessing this dark side of our brain that explores this sort of sexuality through this dark side, and other people just think he was a psychopathic murderer who derived pleasure from pain. And some people think both. I tend to think he's the latter. I mean, how is this guy not a psychopath and bad?
It's one of those things where even in life is the same as in death.
I mean, tying a woman up is different than throwing a spike in her eyeball, no?
Yeah, it's a little
different.
It's a little different. I mean, it's still both bad, but it's a little different.
No, but tying up, sometimes a girl likes to be tied up consensually.
Yeah. Right? I don't know. I've never tried to tie a girl up because I don't know how to make knots. I'm not a man.
You know, it'd be funny that if me and you were asked to tie up someone, we'd go like, hold on, let me call Joe to get over here to do it for me.
Yeah, let's call our guy up. Yeah.
Joe still, when Joe hung up the sign, he told his wife downstairs, he said, give me a second, honey, I'm upstairs helping a couple ladies hang a painting.
That'd be funny if sexually, like a girl's like, hey, I want you to tie me up, and then I just fucking go get a TaskRabbit to do it.
Let me go to handy.com and get him handy med over
right now, boo-boo. Yeah. But just much like in life, in his life, how in his death, how these horrible works where it's like these things are disgusting what he's saying, but they're like, in 2017, the 120 Days of Sodom was put on a national treasure list, right? So it's the same thing in his life. You just forget about his crimes because even in his life, he did all these things, in and out of prison for 28 years, famous in France for sodomy and pedophilia and flogging prostitutes. But even through all that, in the last 10 years of his life, he got elected to during the French Revolution, he gets elected to the national office of France because the people just turned a blind eye to his bullshit. So he had some kind of charm and power that even exists in his death.
Yeah, and he was able to survive all these different cycles in French history. I mean, it was the French Revolution. He survived that. And he survived that because, listen, they were beheading aristocrats and royal they were beheading everybody.
Just the French Revolution, which you got to get an in-depth episode on.
Blood was running through the streets, man. That they were guillotining. If you were rich, you lost your head. And somehow he was able to charm his way not only to not get killed, but to align himself with them and get in the government to have a position of power. By which, when he got that position, he pardoned his in-laws who hated him.
He pardoned his mother-in-law, the hyena.
He pardoned the hyena who hated him, and it actually was said to give him pleasure to do that because he knew how much they were kind of begging for their life, and he just, when their name came up, because his in-laws came from he married into a very rich family, but his family had the name, the title. So it's said to think that her family was happy because they got the title, and his family was happy because they married into some money. So it was a win-win for both of these idiots.
But Muffin Man, let me ask you this:
talk to me, cucumber muffins,
cucumbers.
Yeah.
In that time, though.
Yeah.
Right when it's just like.
Because you got red polo socks on.
It's just what it is.
Because, you got a 4-pack at TJ Maxx.
Yeah, it's what it is. If in that time in the 1750s, 1760s, 1770s,
Yeah.
if I just went 3 towns over,
Yeah.
and just made up another name and identity, how would they know?
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
why did they even, the in-laws and all these people even have to stay in Paris? Like, just go a few towns over, and then
Yeah.
it's just a whole new life.
Yeah, because I don't.
Nobody
think
knows who you are.
People aren't that bright. They don't want to travel that far because it's so foreign. Back then, they don't know anything about those places. But the Marquis de Sade, that's actually one of the ways he escaped imprisonment. Was he went over to Italy? He escaped. He fled.
Right.
He fled, but they caught up with him every single time. I mean, this kid somehow was set to be executed a few times. Then there was the government that was like really became religious, and then they were going to execute him. But then that government got toppled, and the kid was able to survive.
Just kept surviving. Even one of his victims, who he fucked with, their father, that girl's father, came and tried to shoot him at point blank range and missed. How Franks and Peeps you got to be to miss point blank? You fucking idiot.
This kid, for some reason, the sun always shined on him, and he was one of the most awful people in France at that time.
Because, you know,
highly
nice
visible.
guys finish last.
Nice guys finished last. And now, and even still, here's the funny thing about Marquis de Sade. He did and here maybe we didn't emphasize the amount of horrible things he did. I mean, he tortured these prostitutes. He tortured these girls. The last girl I told you, she was 14. He was fucking her in the ass when he was 74.
No bueno.
He would hurt people, and that's how he got his pleasure. And somehow he always evaded capture, evaded consequences. And then even after his death, he's considered by many to be the pioneer of a sexual preference that a lot of people indulge and revere in. I mean, somehow this kid is charmed.
He's just charming.
He's like Chrissy D. You always fucking just slither out of trouble.
Yeah, it's just fucking what it is. And then his lifestyle gave way. Well, not solely him, but kind of like the paparazzi and kind of the celebrity culture we have now. A guy named Louis Moire, something like that, Moire, he was the chief police inspector of Paris, and the king at the time made this police chief. The king loved the gossip. He loved it because back then the celebrities were the aristocrats, the really rich people. So he loved to hear that gossip. And this guy Louis Moire or whatever, wait,
let's try to pronounce it. It's always fun. What's his
Louis
name?
Moire. I think it's Louis.
Let me just be honest. When I was listening to when I was
Moire, Louis Moire, Moire, police inspector, the modern day Perez Hilton. That's what I called him.
What's his? How do you say it again? Louis Moire.
Moire, M-O-I, yeah, Marquis de Sade, yeah. He was like his nemesis. This guy, Louis Moire, was Marquis de Sade's nemesis because he was like the Perez Hilton. He was reporting the news, the gossipy news, back to the king. And the king he really like loved to read about like all the shit and the dirty fucking little gossip that the aristocrats were getting into. It was like fun for him. But then when Louis Moire started to figure out what Marquis de Sade was doing, the king, then this is how finally the nail in Sade's coffin was. There was a thick, because even though in the 1700s, they were very progressive French people. They had a court of law and rules and all the way. We took that from France. I mean, all that, government and all that shit is from them. But there was a one thing you couldn't get around, and it was the Lettre des Chalets law. So it was basically the Lettre des Chalets law.
I just call it the letter to catch it.
The Lettre des Chalets law, and that's just a law from the king. That's a letter from the king that says, no trial, fuckface. You're going to prison and you're getting sentenced to death. And that's what eventually happened. I believe it was in 1784 when they threw Marquis de Sade into the Bastille, and they said, fuck you, dickhead. Now we wrote the letter of the law. It was always his blasphemy. The blasphemy is the thing that caught up to him because he kept denouncing the church, and it was really one of his works. I think it was the Justine. It was Justine, and who was the other girl?
The book was
there were 2 books.
120 Days of Sodom.
No, but there was the one was Justine, and then the other girl, there was another girl's name, because Justine, there was 2 books that made him it was one book, but yeah, La Nouvelle Justine, but I think there was another girl.
Let's just call it Count Vanessa.
Count Vanessa and Count, basically one was about the books, it was like a 2 series, it was one book, but it was 2 parts. Justine was about this really bad, negative girl, like she was a prostitute and did all these things unholy, and her life came out the right way. And then the other part of the book was about this other woman, and she was doing everything right and going to church and praying to Jesus, and her life failed miserably. So the book kind of like championed this girl Justine being like a really like wretched whore. That's what he called her, and she came out great. And Napoleon fucking hated that. he hated that with a passion, and he went after Marquis de Sade.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Marquis de Sade, when Napoleon came to power, another revolution. French was really tumultuous during Marquis de Sade's lifetime. We went from like French Revolution, then one government took control. They were cutting off everyone's heads. And then that government got religious and said, hey, it's the law that you can't be atheist. By the way, Marquis de Sade, notorious atheist.
That was very progressive for that time.
I guess, yeah, but he's totally critical of religion, and he spoke out against it all the time. But then there was a revolution from that government got taken down, and then another government went in, and then that government got toppled, and finally, at the end of his life, Napoleon came to power.
Right.
He was actually hopeful that Napoleon was going to dig him, but Napoleon went the other way and called him one of the most vile fucking things.
I think Napoleon
to walk
said,
the face of the earth.
Quote,
yeah.
he said, the most disgusting book the most deprived imagination has ever birthed.
Yeah.
And then, they sent him to Charenton Asylum, and that's where he was 74 having an affair with a 14-year-old girl, and he was so fucking fat and disgusting by then from all the, because what part of hypersexuality was also overeating? He just had to indulge always. So all the eating and drinking, sitting in prison, he weighed something like 300 pounds, and he had this affair with this 14-year-old girl, and he died of a heart attack.
How did this kid just not, at some point, just someone just stab and kill this kid? From all the things he did, all the parents of these people. I mean, a lot of the things he did to prostitutes and people who were lower class. And back then, the upper classes looked at those people like they weren't even people. So they didn't really have any recourse for retribution. But at some point, someone could have just fucking stabbed this guy. But he survived through all this till 74 years old, doing all this fucking foul shit that was not woke and dope. And at the end, after he was let out of the fucking institution, and then Napoleon puts him back into the fucking asylum, he continues to find a way to fucking get his hands on a 14-year-old girl and fuck her. I mean, can someone stop this kid?
I mean, disgusting. It's all fucking disgusting, brutal.
Yeah, she was the daughter of a German psychiatrist, right? No, who was she? She was
No. The girl, I don't know that anybody knows.
The girl was the daughter. She was the 14-year-old daughter. Can you look that up real quick? The last girl that he had an affair with, on the day that he died in his sleep, by the way. Earlier that day, he was having sodomy. He was doing sodomy with a 14-year-old girl as a 74-year-old man. I mean,
gross.
How did he make it all the way?
Daughter of an employee at Charenton, the asylum that he was at. And then it wasn't until 1910, I believe. So these 120 Days of Sodom, which are very famous now, nobody knew about them during his life because he had hid them inside a jail. And it was found by Iwan Bach, a German psychiatrist, discovered 120 Days of Sodom and published it in 1904. So it's one of those things where he was famous, Marquis de Sade at the time, for all his heinous crimes. But this 120 Days of Sodom, which they made a fucking national treasure book, was found hundreds of years after he died, over 100 years after he died.
Yeah, and I think he is the personification of what they call infamy. His fame was, he was so kind of repulsed. He was so repulsive to people, so well known. He was infamous. I mean, Marquis de Sade is a name that lives on in infamy, and they named some shit after him. So you can't. Whoever's last name's not the Rona. Whoever's last name was Sade, they probably just changed their name now. Is there any Sade yet, or you have to pronounce it Sade? Because it's spelled the same way.
That's very funny. Yeah. I bet you, it would maybe be called Sade if it was for the Marquis de Sade. It would be Sade. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, and so he's sort of the father of BDSM, which is bondage, discipline, domination,
sadism.
and he's the father of sadism. Now, sadists are not. Now, this is what they say about themselves. They say they're not psychopaths or sociopaths. They're into fucking pain. So, and I guess there are people who are into that.
I am not.
I am not into that. I do not like to mix my pain with pleasure. I'm a soft kisser. I'll give you some Eskimo kisses, and I will cuddle, and I'll blow on your face, but I'm definitely not going to. It happened to me once where a woman was like, hit me, like, because people are into it. I was with a woman way long time ago, long time ago, very long time ago, before I met my wife. I mean, before I even knew she existed.
Before she was even born, because she's very young.
And this girl asked, she was like, hit me. And it was like, I turned into like Woody Allen. I was like, I can't. I was like, I'm sorry. I'm just, it's too much for me. I just turned into a real fucking geek.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it, and it turned me off, and it pulled me out of the moment. I did not like it.
Yeah, I remember one time I was having sex with a girl, and she spit in my mouth, and I got real nauseous, and I had to stop.
You went, oh.
Yeah, I was like, I can't. Yeah, because I'm not a man.
Yeah,
because I think one of the funniest things, even though I know it to get a huge laugh, but I hope the fans at home laughing, is when we came up with that, we can't tie a girl up because we don't know how to do it.
I think that's one of the funniest things you ever said in your entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's fucking,
we can't do
it. If a girl's like, tie me up now, you're like, can I call my handyman?
Yeah, can I call my handyman or get a task rabbit? Or I just don't know. Or you just do it wrong.
Yeah.
And then she has to wind up tying herself up.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens in my relationship is the
and then she calls the NAACP and says it's a noose. And you go, it's not a noose. I was trying to tie her up.
Yeah.
And you go, it's definitely a noose. And why did you tie it with her? She's a 1/10 African American. You go, I swear to God, it was there before I tied up my ex-girlfriend who was Swedish, I swear. And they go, no, you didn't. And you say, come on. And they say, we're going to get the FBI involved. And they get involved. And then they say, this was there for a long time. But then you get a picture of it, and it's definitely a fucking noose. Let me tell you, I went from believing that to not believing it to believing it to not believing it to believing it, because the last picture that they released of that rope of Bubba Wallace, that was a fucking noose.
But what are they saying, that the noose was there already, like years before?
No, it wasn't there a year before. It was there like months before. But like, I mean, I don't know. They gave him that garage. Whatever it is, I mean, it was tied like a noose. So whether someone did it intentionally for Bubba, or they thought it was like funny to give him that, or racist did it, but it was definitely it was tied like a noose. It wasn't like a fucking slip knot. It looked like a goddamn noose. Yeah, I mean, we can't pull up a picture of it, but like, I'm sure you're looking at it right now. The last picture was, even a lot of people also, like me, we're like, holy shit, that does look kind of like a noose. I kind of understand where the guy's coming from.
We're just happy Bubba Wallace, everything's all good with. It seems like it's all good, but
seems like the most important thing is NASCAR.
The most important thing is
NASCAR seem to have their
racist.
Yeah, that's Splash Man's got to change. Also, Golden Girls removed a Blackface episode that nobody even knew existed.
Nobody even knew existed, so that's front page. But again, nobody knows the names of the 5 children that were killed in Chicago this weekend. So
yeah, so we have that too. And also the Golden Girls episode that they removed, it wasn't even really a Blackface episode. They ended up getting like charcoal on their face or some shit.
I don't
it's like, that's got to go. I mean,
yeah, that's why I don't barbecue anymore.
I mean, look, here's the thing. We did an episode. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to Al Jolson is Wild about the history of blackface. Definitely understand the offensiveness of it, but there are a lot of uncomfortable truths when it comes to him specifically. The most famous blackface performer in American history, was beloved by the black community.
Minstrel shows.
And was a champion of civil rights. So that is just one of those uncomfortable truths.
Yeah.
This was a fucking wild episode.
This was a wild episode. We wanted to do a little switcheroo, and we just wanted to fucking, while you guys were thinking we're going to come in the front way, we did a Marquis De Sade, and we came through the back door.
Yeah.
So that's just what it is. You thought we were going to come down with racism and sexism and all this stuff, and we just went through your butts, and we did an episode on the Marquis De Sade.
When I was in college, whenever I had a girl over, I'd put on Sade.
Yeah?
I was a Sade kid. Sade's still, I love, this is no ordinary love.
Yeah.
You know that one or no?
Probably.
That's because Taylor Swift didn't sing it.
What's Smooth
Your
Operator?
fucking musical taste is that of a 12-year-old girl in Tennessee.
No, it's a 16-year-old black girl in the Bronx in 1997.
Oh, that's right. You like Moesha and all that
Brandy,
shit.
Moesha, fucking Missy Elliott, SWV.
Yeah. Mikey, do you know Sade? No.
Who sings Smooth Operator? Is that
Yeah,
Sade?
you look like you put on the Mighty Boss Tones to fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Smooth Operator. That's Sade. Smooth Operator. Smooth Operator. Is that Marquis De Sade's most famous song?
That's Sade. That's her. That and This Is No Ordinary Love, I believe. But she's got a lot of them. When I was in college in 1967, I mean, Sade was all the rage.
All rage. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, cuz. So what can you do?
Benny, you know who Sade is, or is she like way before your time?
No, she knows. Absolutely.
You know her, yeah. She's still doing it. And I think she's
got a big ass fan base too.
She does, and she rejects fame. I think I kind of like her. She
Good
kind of
for
likes
her.
to stick to her own thing. Fucking Marquis De Sade, one of the wildest people we've ever done.
Marquis De Sade is one of the most wildest guys. I would put him up there with as wild as like Elgabalus, the wildest Roman emperor, Nero. I put him in that category as absolutely Poughkeepsie wild.
He's fucking Poughkeepsie wild, and here's the deal. He also, I think, invented a bunch of these sadist of tools in his book.
The sex
it was like
swings
the
and
fucking swings and the whips and all the shit that whatever that gray guy's name is, which was the worst fucking movie I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. My wife took me to see that. I mean, I've never seen a worse, more cheesy, fucking stupid ass fucking movie in my entire life. That book made $1 billion. You women are twisted. You're fucking twisted. You'll say, respect me, pay me the same, and then you'll go read that book and get wet when a guy throws you in a leather swing and beats you.
It's what it is.
I mean, what do you want us to do,
Because
guy?
you want to know a fucking funny story about me that's 100% true?
Yeah.
In whatever it was, I forgot whatever year it came out, but me and my dad, we were hanging out, and I had lost the keys to my apartment, and we just had to kill time, and we went to the movies, and the only movie that was playing was 50 Shades of Grey. So I swear to God, me and Barney Rubble sat in the Bay Ridge Alpine Cinemas in Bay Ridge, and we saw 50 Shades of Grey, just me and my dad. And we watched it, and it was fucking wild. And Barney Rubbles fell asleep.
On that note, that's our episode. Remember, go to youtube.com/history.
Wait, let me just hear let's hear how fart sounds on the West Home
Let's do
chair.
it. Oh, Jesus Christ. They're fucking wet, cuz.
Because they're wet elm.
They're always... Instead of West Elm, they're Wet Elm.
Yeah.
Because why are your farts wet?
Because I got a deep, deep asshole. My asshole's deep like the steak. Because make no mistake. Yeah, Patreon. Go ahead, finish up.
Yeah, so youtube.com/history hyenas. Don't forget to turn on your notifications when you subscribe. Here's the thing. Patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys to watch our morning show, Wepa in the Morning, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. live, or it's up forever whenever you want to watch it after that. You can also listen to it while you're at work or whatever. Go subscribe, guys. That's what keeps us uncensored. You're our producers. You are the ones who make it possible for us to do what we do. And go ask other fans if it's worth it. Don't take my word for it.
Yes.
Go talk to people who've joined already. Ask them how they're enjoying it. Go to Reddit, whatever the fuck you guys do to find out what's hot. Because make no mistake, Wepa in the Morning is the wildest morning show that has ever been recorded in history. It's got major fucking fumade, but also major funny.
Major funny, and guess what? We finally got it up. We have our t-shirt up. Reality is a suggestion. There's not a better time in the world right now in ever history where this statement is not true. Go to historyhyenas.com, click on merch, get the t-shirt. Reality is a suggestion. Those shirts are flying. Go get them right now.
And also, don't forget to go to iTunes and rate us 5 stars. And the most important thing overall, if you do nothing else that we just said, hear me out. Please, post in your stories, tell your friends, spread the word. Babe, that's how we're getting bigger. It's through you. So tell your friends, spread the word, and thank you for being a part of the matriarchy.
It's what it is. So, and as always, when you join the matriarchy at the $5 level, which is soon to be the $10 level, we read your name out and welcome you into the matriarchy. If you went to patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys. So let's read these names. As always, we encourage a funny name. We pick a PPW, a pseudo penis of the week, for the funniest name, and you don't have to do it, but it's just a suggestion. Okay. Let's start off. What? Oh, yeah, let me read off my phone. Yeah. And by the way, we're going to get to a name, and I kind of ruined it for Yanni, but it was Fumade Stoudemire, which made Yanni laugh, and I read it in the pre-production meeting. So just know, Fumade Stoudemire, you would have won, and we're going to
You might still win.
You might still win, because the name
You're on the list. Here's the thing. Fumade Stoudemire, you're on the list, and for those of you who don't know, there's a basketball player whose name was Amari Stoudemire.
So it's Fumade Stoudemire.
So Fumade Stoudemire is a 10.
Wait, where, what's the, just hold on one second.
But unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see how hard I laughed because Chrissy couldn't wait to tell me how funny it was. Yeah. Okay. But believe me, Fumade Stoudemire, I fucking laughed hard. You can ask Venetia. She doesn't lie unless you ask her a tough question. And then she will fucking wiggle out of that one.
Yeah, she doesn't lie unless her father's asking her what kind of guy she's into.
Exactly, yeah.
It's what it is.
Yeah.
We got to read the Blue Chew
Or if
ad.
her father asked, what did she do tonight? And she just said, I just left over a girlfriend's house, but really she was at an anarchist protest.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Starting off the newest members of the matriarchy, welcome Yoma Yira, Kyle Switzer.
Wow, it's Eastern Hemi. Yoma Yira?
Yoma Yira.
Yeah.
Jake Hodge, Instinct Corp. Miles Wright. Then we got Arturo, the travel guy that had fumes, but I shave my pubes since I'm newly single and want to feel a tingle on my dingle.
Almost a Drexler.
Okay, well, here we go, Drexler. We got Clyde the Glide. Want to get inside that lap? Yeah, I mean. Tori. Then we got Nick Fumes from the womb to the tomb, Helmers. Tom Hackett. Lewis. Then we got the McKenzie brothers here for the content, not for the consent. List?
I'm going to give it a Drexler. It's a good one, though.
Then we got Casey Gibbons, Seth F. Crawford, Gerald, the Sauce Monkey from Staten Island, Cavatillo.
They have Italian kids have an unfair advantage. He's getting a Drexler because his father's from Italy.
Yeah. Then we got Richard Ryder. Then we got Make No Mistake. There's a G.I. Joe in my smashed bean and an American flag wrapped around my peen to keep the Wuhan Weezer out of me.
The kid's following the CDC instructions, so I'm going to put him on the list.
He's on the list, yeah, and he has an American flag.
Yeah.
Brennan McHugh. Then we got Davey Dunkin' Donuts. It's what it is, Trump 2020. Then we got Roberto _Rodriguez 98. Then we got half American Indian, half Jew TBB Squeak. Yeah. Then we got Matt Glover. Then we got David Screw the List Catapult Me between Mr. Drexler Sweet Cheeks Okaris.
He put him on he's a Drexler for that. Catapult him right into a Drexler.
Then we got Kendall Robbins. Then we got Sticky Nicky made Chrissy's butthole icky. Father Bill said it wasn't right, but what are you going to do? He gets all fun. This is not, it's not a victim of a bad read.
It's too long.
The letters, there's like trademarked, like the words didn't come out. Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's a good try. Good try, yeah.
Jesse Ness Corcoran. Then we got Betsy Court. Jason Giambi from the Yankees. Then we got Shen. Then we got Dave beating meat to Miss Pat's titty feet. Crow. Her titty feet.
Yeah.
I mean, because you said her
throw him on the list. Yeah, throw him on the list.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Then we got Lil Timmy Tux for Trump.
Little Timmy, he gets a Drexler.
I mean, Tux for Trump is
Tux
funny.
for Trump he gets a Drexler.
Because I don't know, are you pro-Trump or anti-Trump if you're tucking?
I think you're pro-Trump if you Tux for Trump.
Okay. Then we got non-toot, but make no mistake, if I had more money, I would Astroglide Christy and Yanni's shit shooter. He called it a shit shooter.
He went for the shit shooter. Funny.
Shit shooter's original.
It's original, but it just almost made a Drexler.
Then we got Enrique Galvin. Then we got Squeak Butter Freak, not a drip, it's leak. Yeah.
Put him on the list.
The list.
Yeah.
Then we got Dave S. Ace. Then we got Fumed Up, but still very crackable Fjord. Monkey ready to catch Christy's glue in my reindeer rump. His name's Fjord.
Yeah, put him on the list.
I mean, the kid's a Norwegian kid and he called it a reindeer rump.
Yeah, put him on the list.
Then we got, make no mistake, Zach Isis can tongue punch my fart box.
We've had that one before.
The kids come back.
That's an old one, yeah. See, the look at my memory is solid. I remember you.
Then we got Ted, what's up with all of the skin flutes? You non-toots rough. Then we got Dexter, Brianna Grion, Axbras Lopez, Abarax Lopez. Then we got Austin, that's not squirt, it's Smithtown Reuter Harris.
Drexler.
Then we got Michelle, Emerson Brown, Kate Gormley, Latinas Give Back.
Latinas Give Back's funny. Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah.
Then we got Charles Gabriel. Then we got The Boys Put Him in the Microwave, December 7th, 1941. Never forget. Okay.
Yeah, because here's the deal. Our Pearl Harbor episode is just going to go down in history just as much as Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, we
made history. I mean, that episode it's
lost
a classic.
Our fucking minds.
Well, if you want to see Chrissy, remember it was Girls Gone Wild?
Yeah.
If there's a video called Chrissy Gone Wild, it's that episode.
It's the Pearl Harbor episode.
Yeah.
Then we got Ryan Wiggins. Then we got Our Father Who Farts in Heaven, Hallowed Be Thy Name.
Yeah, throw him on the list.
Yeah.
I mean, the originality needs to get rewarded.
Then we got Kyle the Sauce Monkey, Push It Down the German Side. Then we got Connor, not gay, but needs to get cracked open and cleaned out by Chrissy Steel Pipe. Then we got Tim F., Luis Woods, John Reese, Liam, Brandon Wright, Rafael Montesino.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, then we got Sandra Gilligan, Nathan Kelly. Then we got Maritza, love you, Chrissy, but can't risk the Rona in Tampa, Manzino. Well, yeah.
Yeah, she's just letting you know she would have came to see you, but no funny business.
Can't do it. But
throw her on the list for that. Yeah,
Tampa has been postponed.
Yeah, throw her on the list.
Then we got Melanie Turpin, Amanda Benedict, non-toot, no fume, but make no mistake, I've been fully groomed by Crystalia. Keep going. We'll
throw him on the list.
Okay. Okay, Yannis puts him on the list. Okay.
Yeah, because it was just funny. That's just straight up funny.
Then we got Alejandro Lopez. Then we got comedian Chrissy D, not that ostrich FF, who's about the baby titty, no permissy, our cuzzy Christ sex man, and that's it.
If it was a little shorter. If it was a little shorter, so it's almost a Drex.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we got Austin Brillo, Pad Balls, Bad Bernardi, Papa Frank's. Then we got Patio from a Chicago patio, like patio from a Chicago patio.
Yeah.
Then we got Spencer. Then we got Mario, not an FF, but a White Walker with a valid U.S. passport.
Kid's legal. We got to throw him on a list for being legal. Yeah.
Then we got Kyle, Lieutenant Lollipop and Sergeant Snuggles, transgender crime dog Lipka. Okay.
He went for it. It was a very funny attempt.
Carrie Gent, Charles Gummer, Dane Poth, Emily Miller, Hannah Whitner, Emily DePlusis, Jack Robinson, the Kung Flu Fighting Emotional Ninja, Jessica, Drew Stein, Dakota Hill, DR Dracula, Rihanna Foreheads, Eric, Crystal Salazar. Then we got Zachary. Dr. Futterman made me touch a dead guy's prostate, so now I dump bodies at Gilgo Beach. Shied. Yeah.
I mean, just the randomness and the originality gets him on the list.
Gilgo Beach is it's a beach on Long Island. There's a serial killer. A lot of bodies been dumped
Oh,
there.
yeah, that's right.
Gilgo Beach serial
Did they ever
killer.
catch that guy?
No, but you know who they caught today who finally surrendered is the California...
Who? The guy who did a blackface joke?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, the Golden State Killer, that like a guy who was like a serial killer for like 30 years. They finally caught him, who Patton Oswalt's late wife who passed away wrote the book on.
Because you want to do an episode on that
Yeah,
guy?
let's do an episode on that guy next. Then we got Sid Singh. What's up, Sid Singh? Then we got Mario Avocado.
That's it. There's Sandra D right there, Sid
Sandra
Singh.
D, welcome. Yeah. Then we got Ariel Tejada. Then we got Lovey the Midget with big boobs.
Okay.
Loey the Midget with big
A
boobs.
lot of girls on this list. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it.
Then we got Private Peach reporting for duty. Private Peach.
Wait, Private Peach?
Yeah, that's funny.
Private
Because
Peach.
that's probably a guy.
Yeah, Private Peach reporting for duty also seems like he's someone who's rolling up to Sergeant Snuggles and telling him he's present.
Yeah.
So we're throwing him on the list because Private Peach is funny.
Yeah, it's just what it is.
He's
Private
getting on the
Peach
list.
gets
Yeah.
Chrissy and Yanni sitting in a tree, putting their P's in each other's V's. Yeah.
Yeah, that goes to the list too. Is anyone keeping track of this?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Kevin Blue. Then we got Danny, no gag, all fag, character piece, because Dad's alive, Danucci.
Throw him on the list.
Yeah, that's
Throw him
what
on
it
the
is.
list, and he's in the lead at this
Then we
point.
got three bangers. We got Tommy Two Tits.
Throw him on the list.
We got Diego the Squeak.
Diego the Squeak's on the list.
And then last but not least, I'm sure I fucking feel so bad I did this to you, but the 100th name is Fumare Stoudemire. So if I would have ended with Fumare Stoudemire, I mean, it would have been...
I would have been a banger. You fucked it
I
up. But
fucked
you know
it
what?
up.
That you were so anxious to tell me shows you how good it was. And make no mistake, Fumare Stoudemire, I laughed uncontrollably, and I think you may still be the winner. Venetia, what are those names again? Yeah.
Should we go? Should we keep reading? Or you think just let's do 100 a show?
100 a show.
Okay, 100
That's
a show.
lot.
So,
Because
yeah.
it's not fair to the guys who gave good ones on the 100.
That's true.
Because
Okay.
they're competing with too
That's
many
true.
people.
That's true.
And so it's like 100, and it's a good problem to have. We got a lot. We're going to slow down now because as of July 1st, if you're a $10 member, you're going to get your name read because there's just too many at this point. Thank you for everyone who's joined, even the ones that don't make it on the Drexler list or make it
Love you
as
so
the
much.
PPW list. We love it, and they're all funny, and it gives us all joy. And thank for the content people who come with the normal names. Those are the people who are just strictly here for the business. They put their raincoat on and their hat down. They go straight to the porn
Yeah.
section for the content.
Just you're normal people. You're the people. You're the 200,000-300,000 people that watched Yanni's special and just enjoyed it and didn't make a comment.
Yeah, you're the normal people. When
Yeah.
you look at a video, every video only has like 100,000 comments and there's 300,000 views. That means 229,000 people just watched it.
Yeah.
Like most normal people just watch things. They don't go write reviews or go to fucking Open Table and go, guess what happened? I asked for a cucumber and it took 7 minutes instead of 6. It's like, shut the fuck up and take your shirt off. Let's get back to the list. I think it's Fumare Stoudemire.
I think Fumare
it's strong. The original. I'm going Fumare Stoudemire. Congratulations, strong list again. But you are the PPW of the week. Fucking here's your trophy. I don't know. We don't have a prize for you except feel proud for your wit.
You're the PPW. Congrats, Fumare Stoudemire.
Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Also turn on alerts. More to come. Tell France.
Absolutely, and go to patreon.com/BayRidgeBoys to join the matriarchy where things get really wild.